Renter's insurance. It's protection that often goes overlooked. If you rent your home, you should have renter's insurance. The first home my wife and I shared together was a rented apartment in Santa Monica, California. First floor unit behind a locked gate on the west side of Los Angeles. It's a lively, young, safe community, and the thought of anything nefarious ever happening there never occurred to us. We were robbed. My wife was out of town. I'd gone out to see a movie. I arrived home to find our front door slightly ajar. I pushed it open. I called out. There was no response. Then I noticed a bunch of dangling wires on the shelf in the living room where the stereo used to sit. I slowly pulled the door shut. I backed away and I called 911. The police showed up. They drew their weapons and entered our dark apartment. I did forget to tell them I had wetsuits hanging in a shower. Luckily, they didn't shoot them and they didn't find anyone. The police officers took a report and they left. I took stock of the missing items, electronics that they could easily carry, stereo components, and a digital clock that they had to crawl across our bed to get, which was kind of creepy. The good news, we had renter's insurance. We didn't own the building or the property, which meant we weren't responsible for anything outside of the apartment. But we did own our belongings inside: the stereo equipment, the TV, our clothes, computers, the sofa, dining room table. They're all ours. If we incurred damage from fire or, we're in California, an earthquake or a theft, we were responsible for our belongings. The choice was to either self-insure and take on the entire responsibility ourselves or transfer the risk to a third party and purchase renter's insurance. Renter's insurance is really inexpensive since you don't need to cover the structure. I think we paid like $200 a year back then. And prices will vary based on where you live and how much coverage you need. For example, states in the southern part of the US, such as Louisiana and Texas, could be more expensive because they're prone to hurricanes and floods. But because we had renter's insurance, we were able to make a claim for what was stolen and never recovered, by the way. Our only responsibility was our initial deductible, which is the amount you agree to cover before insurance kicks in. Typical amounts are $500 to $1,000. There may be a small chance of ever needing renter's insurance, but the cost is low enough that you probably won't feel bad about spending the money and not making a claim versus the peace of mind of having coverage should you need it.
I wrote insurance.